Make sure, again, as always, since I'm the one that will be teaching the class, you can text Steffi any questions in the chat, okay? So today's drawing is, we're going to be drawing the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco. Yeah, so the only thing you'll be needing is like a pencil, a ruler, erasers and stuff. I don't know if we'll have time to color in the end, but yeah. Okay, let's just begin. Okay, so this is my like ruler on the screen. You can use a regular ruler or whatever you want to use. To be honest, it doesn't really matter. So first we gotta start out with, if you remember kind of how we did perspective, we're gonna do like a very like relaxed version of the very intense perspective that we taught like 2 months ago or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna use some similar principles, but it's not gonna be exact, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we mark a dot at the very end of our paper, and we line up our ruler with that dot. Okay, so that's gonna be our kind of vanishing point for today. Then we use our ruler to draw. That's too thick. We use our ruler to draw a line straight across, okay? Next, by moving the ruler down a little bit, but still keeping it touching the vanishing point at the very end, we're gonna add another line like this. So they kind of like converge at one point. And then finally, we're gonna add one more line that's a little bit closer to the last line we drew. And then draw a line like that. Okay. That makes sense to everyone. It's pretty basic right now. Okay, so next we're gonna draw in, like there's like two support systems or two support thingies on the Golden Gate Bridge. To start off, we gotta make sure that our ruler is exactly horizontal with our paper. And we can draw kind of like a little sliver like that at the top. Okay, and then we want to do the same thing, kind of lower and smaller on this end, on the very right side, because this is like farther away. Next, you want to draw kind of like the two, like the pillars on each side of the bridge. And it's not exactly like 90 degrees straight. It's like a little bit slanted inward. They're kind of like very long triangles in a way. So you want to make them a little bit slanted like this. They kind of like come to a rounded point, if that makes sense. Yeah, it kind of tapers inwards at the top like this. This does not have to be this long. Oh, also, yeah, you don't need to draw in this part. It's kind of like chopped off there. And you want to do the same thing on the other side. But like it's obviously a lot smaller because it's like a lot farther away. Okay. Does that make sense, everyone? Next, we're gonna continue. So each section on the top part of the bridge, right? They have these like horizontal bars that connect the two pillars on each side. And there's 4 of them on the top. So yeah, make sure your ruler is extremely like it's like parallel with the edge of your paper. And you want to space them out so you can fit in 4. And you want to make sure when you're drawing the lines, you cross over to the left pillar, but you don't cross into the right pillar. And you can do the same thing on the right side. Oh, and you also want to do 1 at the bottom underneath the bridge. I want to give everyone a little bit of time. Let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow or anything. Okay. So now we're gonna complete the little ridges. So you wanna basically draw a line on the left pillar, like that, kind of. Yeah, we're gonna erase the unnecessary bits a little bit later. Do the same thing for the one on the right. And when you're done with this, you can erase the parts of the left pillar that are covered by the horizontal bars. Like that. So it looks like it's not see-through. Next, we're gonna draw the bases of the pillars. Yeah, they're pretty easy actually. We just need to yeah, draw a horizontal line in the front. Actually, hold on. Okay, that's better. Your horizontal line in the front, and then a horizontal line in the back. That kind of. And the same thing for the right side. Horizontal line in the front, and then same thing in the back. And then remember that vanishing point we used? We're gonna kind of use it again. So do you see how, okay, so we're gonna use it like this. The ruler, you see my ruler kind of lines up with the vanishing point. We're gonna use that to draw the diagonal line in this way. Okay. That, and then same thing goes for this side. It's okay if the pillars are kind of like in an awkward position right now. We're gonna fix that. Same thing goes with these platforms in the back. Although to be honest, it's a little bit harder to tell at the perspective in the back, so I'm gonna ignore it a little bit for that one. Remember, we said that we're gonna use this very lightly, perspective very lightly. It's not that important in this drawing. If the pillars cross over, you can always erase them. to make them fit inside. And we can complete the pillars by just drawing something like this. Basically, it comes to kind of like a corner in a way, and we can add extra details on the pillar by lining your ruler up with the corner piece and drawing very lightly, like that. Okay, so you sharpen the corner a little bit. Although don't make it like too crazy, or else it's gonna look very awkward at the very top. Okay, and then okay, yeah, we can finish the bases now. So for the base, to complete the base, it's pretty easy actually. Actually, I'm gonna make this a little bit shorter because it's too like wide on this side. Yeah, it looks better. Okay, so complete the base is pretty easy. We're gonna draw like these little lines from the corners down. And because the Golden Gate Bridge is like over a body of water, you don't actually see the very bottom of the bases because it's connected under to like the floor of the, is it like an ocean? I forgot. But yeah, it's connected to the bottom of like, it's covered by water basically, right? So we can just draw these like wave patterns to cover up the edges like that. Okay, and then we want to erase the like horizontal bridge part that's covered by the right pillars, the pillars on the right side, because obviously you can't see through them, or you're not supposed to. So I want you to do that for both sides. So you can only see the bridge coming through, coming over the left pillar side. Okay. So next we're gonna just continue adding more detail. One of those details includes, so I'm gonna zoom in to here. At the bottom of the base, there are these like X shapes of like support beams. And what you wanna do is you wanna draw an X shape, but make sure it's positioned correctly underneath. Obviously, again, we don't want to go over. We don't want to go over the right pillar, but we want to go over the left pillar because the right pillar covers anything that's inside or anything that's in between the right pillar and the left pillar. Hold on, my pencil's dying. Hold up, technical difficulties. Sorry about that, but we're back. Okay, so basically you want to draw an X shape and erase the middle parts of the X so that it's like one piece like that. And then you can also draw the same horizontal bar that you did, or you can make it complete on the left side, like that. And when you're done with this, you can erase the left side pillar that's behind this steel bar or the X thing, and anything else, including like the base, any lines that go through it, you should erase. Like that. And then you do the same thing on the right side, but just, it's obviously smaller. If you want to see it again, it's and make sure to erase any lines that go through it, including the left steel beam. Okay, and this is what you should look like. You can add another X shape on top, like here, but that's a lot of work, so we're not going to do that. Okay, so basically we finished most of the drawing right now. The only thing left that we have is kind of the extra details, the sides of the bridge, and obviously the ropes that connect everything. So yeah, let's start with the ropes, which are kind of hard, to be honest. I want you, so it's, I guess it's just better if I do it and then you can follow along. So you want to start from the kind of at the kind of like that shape, and it swoops down and it connects to the next right side of the pillar. We're gonna do the right side first. And then behind the right pillar on the right side, we're gonna do that. Maybe not that thick, but like that. And same goes for the front. It kind of swoops off like this. And once you have this kind of like, it's kind of like an M shape in a way, but it's a lot smaller on the right side than it is on the left side because the left side is closer to us. You want to do the exact same thing for the left side, but because it's you moved it over to the left, everything is shifted over to the left, including where you meet the bridge, like in the middle. And then the peaks are moved to the left a little bit. I recommend doing this very lightly at first so that you can erase it more easily. And I also recommend turning your paper upside down so you can have like a good smooth like U shape when you add like the swoops. But yeah, you basically want to add the same things, but it's just shifted over to the left. And then only for the left side wires or ropes or anything like that, you can erase parts of the bridge, or you can erase parts of the rope that are covered by the bridge. So this part, they're all covered by the bridge. On the very left side, if you see where I'm erasing, that's because the bridge is covering those parts. Next, we're gonna add the, I guess, side details for the bridge. They're actually pretty easy. It's actually just, if you look at the skinny side of the bridge, we're gonna divide it into chunks like this. And they get progressively smaller and smaller the closer we get to the left or right side. You don't have to be exact or anything like that. And the ones on the very end don't really matter. But yeah, it gets smaller and smaller as you move along. And then once you have all the pieces divided, you can go back and you basically want to connect the diagonals like this. Like that's one. And then for the next one, you connect the opposite diagonal. And it's kind of like drawing a zigzag pattern. And you just continue throughout the whole side of the bridge. If I'm going too fast, please let Steffi know and then Steffi tell me.
Yeah, Andrea, can you go a little bit slower?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna wait like. So next we're gonna draw in the strings that connect the bridge to the main rope thingy in the middle. Honestly pretty simple because just draw straight down, and you can use the you can use your ruler to help you. And you basically you want to connect them to the same points as where the little pieces you divided up your like the side of the bridge too. Okay. Once you have it all done for the right side of the rope, you want to do the same thing for the left side, but make sure it's a little bit offset. So do you see where I'm starting and I'm ending the ropes? It's starting from the top and then ending just behind the horizontal bridge. You don't actually see it connect all the way down. Kind of like that. It's a little bit confusing. But if you like kind of look at it a little bit closer, you might be able to understand it. Same goes for the ones behind the pillars. You don't want to draw over the pillars, right? You kind of want to draw in between the ropes you've already drawn for the right side. Okay, and then for this section here, where it's just like open, you can draw that however you want. And then, to be honest, the ones in the back don't really matter that much because you can't really see it anyways. So yeah. Basically, that's kind of our drawing. If you want to add like extra details, you're more than welcome to. Something we can do is add kind of like a background to it. We can add like, I don't know, like this kind of line that goes through and it shows like the terrain. It's kind of like slightly hilly or something like that, and underneath it is water. Obviously you want to go back in and erase the parts that are covered by the bridge itself, which might be a little bit hard to tell because there's so many lines. But yeah, for the most part, it's just like being patient and seeing what covers what if you want to make something look realistic. And then we can also color it. Although to be honest, I don't think there's enough time to color the whole piece in. But the coloring is actually pretty simple. Everything is just kind of red except for kind of like the top part of the bridge. So everything is red about the bridge. We'll upload a final version of everything being colored in onto Google Classroom. And on Google Classroom, you should also submit your drawing from today's class. Yeah. Actually, my break might just be easier to color it in. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Also, the bases are kind of like this tan color, I think. I'm not really sure entirely, actually, because it's hard to see what it actually is. Yeah. And the top of the bridge itself is like it's like tar. So it's like a dark gray color. Like, yeah, like that. Maybe a little bit lighter. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay. You can also color the water. Wait, I'm not exactly sure what color is it again. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the water, and we color the sky too. Whether the sky and the water should probably not be the same color. We'll change that a little bit. Make the sky a little bit lighter. And then you color in the rest of the little parts like green or something. Yeah. Sorry for not being super clear about the coloring part. I didn't expect that we'd finish within an hour. So yeah. Again, we'll upload a final version of this picture on Google Classroom once class is over. So yeah. Okay. So it's basically 5 o'clock. That's kind of the end of class. See y'all next week for our last class.